We can get a third opinion on this.
Hello?
Hi, is that Dickson? I'm asking if it's Dickson, and I know it's the one I dialed. How are you, man?
I'm all right, bro. You good?
Yeah, very good. I'm just here with Kloè, and we're recording at the moment. Just wanted to get your thoughts on a few things. We're talking about kind of the dance industry, and I guess like creating your own opportunities versus having doors open for you. And Kloè was kind of saying that her experience in the dance scene has been that, you know, there's, as much as she's, you know, created a lot of opportunities for herself, there are like social circles, there are like gender issues that either help her to get into rooms or like stop her from getting into rooms. And just wondering if you had any thoughts on that, or if you feel like, you know, being who you are has like helped you or worked against you, or if you've had to create all your own opportunities, or, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thanks for calling me. Hello, Kloè. Hope everything is good.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree and disagree at the same time. I think, depending where you're from, your circumstances, and how you grow up, and the experiences that you've had as a dancer or as a person, influences the decisions you make and confidence you have in yourself. So I would say, personally speaking, I don't think doors have been open for me because of who I look like or what styles I'm from. I think those have opened to me because of the hard work I've put in. I would like to think so, to be honest. And I think I've never had any experience where I feel like, this has been open to me because I'm a black guy or anything like that. But I do know that I've had to work hard, but I wouldn't say extremely harder than other people that are not white or black. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't feel really that like doors have been necessarily closed on you either? Because also, like, the thing I find interesting about you is like you're a really good and really successful in from my limited view, but like you seem like you're killing it with like your contemporary work. And like I would be interested to know, because obviously in hip hop it's one thing, but in contemporary, do you feel like you've had to work even harder because of like, you know, who you are or what you look like, or have you been treated just as equally?
First off, I think one of the things that's unique about myself is that my integrity cannot be questioned, whether in the hip hop world or in the contemporary dance world. And it's kind of weird to say it's a different world, but I think there's just two different scenes. But ultimately we're doing things for the audience, and the audience are people that can feel and connect to what you do. So essentially it's actually just one industry with two different scenes. So in terms of my experience, I think that the difficult experiences that I had wasn't really from the contemporary dancing, was from the hip hop dancing. Like, for example, me transitioning into contemporary dance. I remember 2008, I went to the popping competition. I still had my ballet tights. And funny enough, even if I won the competition, but heads were cussing me like, "Wow, what are you wearing tights for? You're doing ballet, that's long."
Really?
So that took, for me, I think at the time, a lot of people didn't understand why I was doing it. But because of a teacher that I had called Stuart Thomas, he told me about stretching and all that stuff. And you can even ask Kloè, man. When we used to teach her back in the days, I didn't even mention no stretching, bro. I'd be like, bro, you got to focus on this. You got to make sure you do this and that. And I wasn't really seeing the bigger picture of what I could do for myself until certain people like Stuart, Stuart even filled out an application form for me to go to school and give it in. And I didn't do that for myself because I just didn't believe that I could do this as a profession. I would just, winning competition was the thing. And if I can travel the world, teach, and that was it. But I think the difficult thing was actually coming from the circle that I'm well known at, and then me transitioning into another circle, which they were really against. But then the other circle, like this contemporary dance circle, also they accepted me, but they were like, well, you just do that street dance stuff. So you're not really a contemporary dancer, are you? Until when I, went to school, trained, and then started dancing for one of the, leading contemporary dance choreographers in the UK, where everything started to change for me, I think. Yeah. But getting that job as well was also from doing an improv or freestyle to get that job. So it wasn't because I was black or anything like that. But I don't know, to be honest, I really feel like hard work pays off.
Yeah.
Doors are open. You get to open those doors yourself. Of course, there's going to be always prejudice from both sides.
Yeah.
Whether it's the scene, which is the hip hop scene, or the contemporary dance scene. But I think ultimately, if you just, and it's easy for me to say this maybe because I'm in a different place now, but I don't know if you know, but when I went to Lewisham College, man, I jumped the trains for 2 years because I had no money.
Yeah.
But those are the hard work that I had to put in to get to where I am now. I'm not saying I'm a big time sort of person, but I'm doing all right,
Yeah.
I can get an Uber now rather than jump the trains.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been so you would say more on the contemporary side, as soon as you put in the hard work and showed your integrity and showed like, I'm just good at this thing, they went, okay, cool, you're good at it, and just accepted you like that.
I don't think they just accept you. I think it's like, for example, the contemporary dance world, if you really think about it, is for the elitists. The way they think about things is really for the elite. For example, you start training at the age of 10 to make it as a dancer or choreographer. But a street dancer, you can start at whatever age, you know what I mean? And that's not a problem. But for the way they think about it, like even going to a ballet school, you got audition at age 10 or 11 to get into White Lodge and stuff like that. So and even the way the world looks at it, it's like, oh, you're a dancer, you do street dance. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I do contemporary dance. Oh, yeah, you're in theater. What, So I guess I don't think it's easy for you to be accepted in any circles, but I think you just got to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You just got to, and that's just got to be you being yourself in a specific way. And of course, it's going to be hard. There are going to be some circles that, certain people are really old fashioned. When I say old fashioned, I mean they don't know what's happening now. They don't know what's new.
Yeah.
They don't know that there's different expression. When, I don't know how old you are, but when your parents were like, you listening to this hip hop stuff. It's not real music. It's not real music.
Yeah.
But then now hip hop is the biggest genre in the world, accepted everywhere in the world, making so much money for so many different people. Yeah. Anyone can do it. But back then, I remember my parents were like, what's this? This is not real music. So it's kind of like that, really. And you just gotta prove yourself, I think. Yeah.
That's interesting. Kloè, I don't know if you have any thoughts, you can definitely pop in.
No, I agree. Go for it.
I was just going to ask you as well, Dickson, being in the contemporary world, do you have any insight into how hip hop is viewed? Because a lot of the conversations I have is people from the hip hop world kind of almost with a chip on their shoulder, oh, we're going to prove to these contemporary guys that we're real dancers. But I in the contemporary world, do they look down on us the way maybe I've heard people think that they look down on us? Or is it just they're like, oh, that's cool?
Well, I think there's a perception that that street dance or hip hop dance is not really a form of dance which could be classified as, it's a word for it. But I guess, there are some people, not everybody, there are some people that feel like, that's not really real dancing.
Yeah.
And also from the street dance world, I remember when I started dancing contemporary dance, I was like, my teacher Stuart was like, you should do Graham. I was like, bro, if it's not popping, I'm not doing it, bro. That's not real dancing. What do you mean? These guys are not even on the music, bro. I need to hear the boom clap. I don't see no boom clap, bro. You can't just be rolling around. You know what I mean? So there's that perception there. from this side as well.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, there are some people in the contemporary dance world, for real, they actually feel like, what is this? What you guys doing? You know, you're just not art. This is not art. You didn't go to school to learn this. But little do they know that, you know, there are foundations in these things, you know, there's different levels to these things, like there's really different polyrhythms, you know. It's just the way the society perceives it. But it's the thing, I think that's kind of changing now, you know. I feel like with people like myself, I mean, even the people before myself, you know, and my contemporaries, they've made a big step for us to be able to do what we're doing now. You know, I commend names like, you know, Jonesy D, you know, putting certain things on that breaking convention, Benji Reed, them, you know, Robert and those guys were pushing the boundary. I mean, no, it's not like I like what they did, but they were, no, I'm being honest.
That's right.
But they really paved the way for people like us, you know.
Because it opens the conversation up, I guess.
Yeah, man. Like now you see a lot of theaters that's, oh, what's this new hip hop thing? Let's try and get it in because it's gonna bring a different audience. So now they try and tap into it. But if those mans didn't do that maneuver, then we'll not be eating, but we'll be fighting how they fought back in the day. I'm not saying we're not fighting now. We're still fighting.
But it's a bit easier to have a reference.
Yeah, I think it's a bit easier. Now you have to just prove your talent rather than prove your talent and then fight against another institution and then fight against another set of thinking. I mean, you have to do that, but it's not as hard as how those guys was fighting.
Yeah. And I think it's like, imagine like now if I don't know, if I wanted to do a theatre show that is like hip hop theatre and then a theatre was saying to me like, oh, well, why, like, where's your proof that this would work or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you know, Boy Blue sold out the Barbican how many days in a row, like Black, White, Grey. Like there's lots of other things that we can point to say this works and people like this, you know. So I think it's true what you're saying.
Yeah. I forgot to mention Boy Blue as well because their man's, you know, I kind of feel rubbish not mentioning them. Yeah, in the UK, man, they, you know, they paved the way. I mean, I'm just talking about the UK, man. There's people like, you know, La, whatever they called from Canada and that. Them man's, you know, they did some mad work and heads in America. They've always been pushing these sort of things. It's kind of weird. America started this whole contemporary dance thing and they're so backwards still, you know, they're still it's weird, but it's what it is, man. But I think the UK, Germany, Belgium, France, bro, they are pushing this new wave of artistic thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I wonder also, like, do you think that the key to, let's say, like hip hop dance in the kind of theatre form or just in general, maybe being accepted more in the contemporary world is more about them accepting us or about us like upping our level and producing more quality work to really show them?
I think it's a bit of both, man, because I think it's about opening your mind. Like, for example, you know, for example, the biggest thing is, you know, dance itself was not made to be in a proscenium stage. Right. You know, this started because of Louis XIII, you know, some French done, you know what I mean? So he started putting things like that on stage and all that stuff. But dance is meant to be in a circle, man, like how we do in a cipher. You know, you connect with certain minds, you drop, you know, you do your thing. But when you're going to present certain things in a theatre, which is a proscenium arch, which is not something that is normal to the hip hop scene, you've got to come halfway. So when I say come halfway, it means that you're not just gonna come there and do a thing just saying like this because this looks good in the mirror. You know, everybody's
or in the cipher
that, but they don't get it. Like, bro, what do you mean they don't get it, bro? Mans can't just come into your world. And you know what I mean, you're doing it in their world, and then you expect people to come into your world because, bro, chill, bro. You need to come halfway
Yeah.
So you need to understand what choreography is. You need to understand what staging is. You need to understand what lighting is. What music are you using? Are you doing a music visualization, which is what we see in the hip hop scenes, or are you like changing things? You can do music visualization, music correlation, juxtapositioning from the music. Different things. Like compositional things. How you choreograph. You do repetition. And some hip hop dancers, they don't like to repeat because they think repeating is dead.
Yeah.
So they don't know that if you do repetitions, you actually sort of making that repetition more prominent. And so it's almost like you're trying to say something. If I'm trying to say, yo, bro, get that chicken. Bro, get that chicken. Bro, get that chicken. Bro, get that chicken. Then you get it.
Yeah.
I heard you, bro. I'm gonna get the chicken. It's kind of like that. But if you're not coming halfway, then it's kind of hard for that system that was not made for you anyway. It was not made for the culture that you're from anyway. You've not been taught from a young age about that system.
Yeah.
If you don't come halfway, it's gonna be difficult, and that's what I feel like a lot of hip hop choreographers and quote unquote and also artists don't succeed because they not open-minded about coming halfway.
Bro, I could not agree more. Like I think you're smashing it, because this is the thing I think as well. It's like if you there's an art to the style of contemporary. There's an art to the style of ballet. There's an art to the style of hip hop and popping. But if you take all of that away, there's also an art to choreography and staging and performance. This is what I think, like, you're saying as well, is like, if you don't know all those things, you can't just take your art that works in a cypher and just throw it on stage, which we've seen so many times, like people doing, and then they get pissed and say, like, this is what you said as well, not to repeat, but like, like that they get pissed and say like, oh, they don't understand me. And it's like, do they not understand you, or did you not try and communicate with them? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's not even that. You got to think about this, Those audiences that come into those proscenium arch, they don't usually come to the ciphers, to the battles. Now, so you get people that come to the battles and people that normally come to the proscenium arch, and you get just Joe Bloggs. And I say Joe Bloggs, I mean my next door neighbor, next brother that don't know anything about dance. So how are you connecting to these people? If you just do a dance thing for dancers, then bro, you're never gonna eat, bro.
100.
Well, I don't dance for dancers, bro. The work that I do, it's not for dancers, it's for everybody. Everybody. Even my little niece that is 2 years old should be able to connect with it. And I think that's what's important. Coming halfway, Margie. If you don't come halfway, how you expect someone? It's like, if you're going to have a handshake, you just put your hand out. And then everyone's looking at you like, what's going on? Especially trying to do a fist bump with someone that's never done a fist bump before. It's like, what is that?
What are they doing?
Yeah. And so in that way, do you look to the people, like, you say you don't dance more for dancers, but more for like for everyone to understand? Is that where you look for your how do you say that, like gratification or your props? Like, do you not care if dancers like you or not, and you're more like, well, if the audiences that I'm doing this for like me, then that's all that matters?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I do things that I'm really interested in.
Okay.
And if it connects with people, my biggest thing in making work or in dance is to connect with people. Even when I'm battling, man, even when I'm battling, I take the piss out of people hard. And I'm hated. But it doesn't matter so long as I get the job done. And then the people connect with it. And sometimes I've had some rubbish rounds. It's like, I get carried. But then I feel like, okay, you know what? I didn't do my best there. Did people connect with it? No. People did not connect with it because I'm maybe too self-conscious about what I'm doing. Maybe I'm overthinking about what I'm doing. And that's what genuinely happened. But if you just let go and be yourself, 9 out of times people will connect with you. So I feel like in what I do, I'm really trying my best to just let go and focus on an idea and really go in that idea, create parameters just about that idea, and not just do my normal thing that I normally do. It's like for example, if you go to a shop, I don't know, you go to another country, for example, you speak English, right? You know what I mean? And you speak your English. Them don't understand your English. So what do? You're gonna have to break it simple English like, hey, chicken. how much? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. You know, so I just feel like, anyway, I'm digressing. I'm going on forever.
It's true. And I think also the thing is like, I have this often watching dancers in the hip hop scene where it's like, I might not like your style, but not you personally, but like someone, I might not like their style, but I like that they're being themselves. I'd rather someone be themselves and I hate their style than I like their style because they're copying someone else that I've seen that I like.
Yeah. And that's what happens. But this is the world we live in, you know, because of this social media thing, YouTube thing, you know, and people see someone being successful, they just copy that straight away and try and do the same thing because, you know, these guys had that success. Yeah. I'm gonna do exactly the same thing I had last, but you don't know, my brother. What you've got is you. You look like you sound like you. So you know it might be similar, but it is just the way you do it. Like for example, you know, I'll tell you there was this piece that Botis did for Sadler's Wars at one time called Black Dog.
Yeah.
You know, they were doing a few movements on the floor that looked like voguing, but before that, you know, I did a piece before that called Duende that was doing those similar movements. And then I remember after the show, certain man go, Dickson, do you know that, you know, them mans are trying to copy you? A few people, I said, bruv, I don't feel like they copy me. They're doing their own thing, bruv. Yeah. And the way they do it is so different.
Yeah.
So we can all, it's like I'm speaking English, but I speak English in a different way.
Yeah.
You speak English in a different way. Yeah. I'm not going to come to you and say, bro, you're biting me. Unless,
biting my language.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless you start doing my mannerisms, like even the way I drop certain things, that I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Bro, we need to chat. You know?
Yeah, man.
So I just think it's just that really. A lot of people, and like I said before from the beginning, it's about self-experience. You know, a lot of people have not had experience some different things and they're not so confident in themselves. And a lot of things is to do with confidence really, you know. And I know that I'm probably lucky because my parents, they've instilled that in me. And bro, I'm do or die, man.
Yeah. Die
strong. You know, wrong, strong, right, strong, everything strong, you know? So, I think, that confidence is the thing I feel like is what I push. And I try and push that with everybody that I'm part of or the circle I'm in. Yeah.
That's dope, man. I'll let you go, but yeah, bro, like I really appreciate you calling in. I know we haven't me calling you, letting me call you. We haven't like had such a, I guess, like close relationship in the dance scene, but like I just wanted to say that I think you're awesome and I'm always like admiring your success and stuff, and especially with Firehouse and stuff that I see, but also I know you're killing it in the contemporary scene. So we all big props to you for like killing it and being successful in what you do, man.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, man, and I appreciate you saying that, bro. I feel like I'm old now.
So
it's time for the younger guys and younger females to push up, carry the torch. But I'm just trying to do certain things to open the door for the next lot. You know, if I can do what them olders that did, you know, for me, then I'm good. And also Kloè, I feel Kloè is doing amazing. And I know Kloè from day zero.
But when Dickson taught me the Cobra in Shout in Ilford, Rev, that's what I remember. Teaching me Cobra.
He may not know this, but I know Kloè from day dot, seeing things that she's doing with myself, not just myself, you know, her own movements with the females and stuff, you know, just being an advocate for certain things, certain movements. And I'm really proud. Actually, I don't want to say proud because proud sounds weird. I mean, I'm really, because proud is like, I'm proud of you, like I'm your dad or something. No, I'm really happy for you, and I wish you all the best as well, man. And Duke, Luke, whatever, my brother, do your thing. Keep it moving.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Big love.
Safe.
Catch you soon, man. Thank you. Bye.
Do one.